Have you heard of 24/7 Magazine? You definitely need to get it. It's full of information, photos, business cards, networking, how to improve your career, how to move ahead in life. 24/7 Magazine. Go pick it up. Hey, guess what? There's no price on it. So look what you can learn for free. 24/7 Magazine, Indianapolis, Indiana. I've been in the industry over 40 years. I started DJing on the weekends when I was in college. Got into the record business by accident. Been there ever since. Been over 40 years, and my specialty comes basically from retail and marketing to wholesale distribution.
Okay, so where I know you from is, one of my favorite groups of all time, Bone Thugs and Harmony. You started out with, well, they started out with you rather. Kind of explain a little bit about how that went down.
Basically what happened, this young man I was already working with named Khia, K-Chill, was, I was already working with him. He called Lazy Bone his cousin, and he introduced me to Lazy Bone at a talent show, which was a benefit for my deceased brother. It was a charitable event I had at Shaw High School Gymnasium, and we had auditions for it, and Lazy Bone auditioned. His audition was very average, but since that was K-Chill's boy, we put him in anyway. He did the show, did a decent job. We started working together. I worked with Lazy Bone first as a solo artist. A lot of people don't realize that. Solo artist first, and then the group came along and I started working with them. But at some point, they all basically worked in my store. Flesh and Bone was the only guy that he was not in the group at the time. It was the other four, being Lazy, Busy, Crazy, and Wish. And we just all got along fine. They had their ups and downs in their own personal life at the time, and I helped put them in the right direction and in the right way.
Okay. So the album comes out, Faces of Death, which was an album I didn't actually hear until after Creeping on the Come Up came out. Mm-hmm. So what was it like working with the guys, and I know that the styles kind of changed dramatically in between the first album and the second one. A lot of things were the same, but a lot of things changed once they went into the situation with Eazy-E.
Actually, to be honest with you, it really didn't change that much. I actually have a song on them where they what you call sing rapping before Eazy even met them. So really, they really didn't change per se. What happened was they discovered that Busy Bone actually could sing, so they wanted to take advantage of that, and that's what led into that. The best of what my recollection was the fact that was Busy Bone been able to do that well, and I'm sure people see him whenever on tour, and he goes into this little routine that they see exactly where that came from. He's been doing that ever since he was 15 years old.
Okay. So do you feel like nowadays it seems like Bone has been one of the biggest selling, if not the biggest selling rap group of all time? Do you think they get the credit they deserve for everything that they've done, and the fact that a lot of the newer artists sound like them in some form or fashion with the singy rap tunes and things of that nature? How do you feel about that?
Nobody ever gets their credit. Welcome to the entertainment business, welcome to the music business. If you're in here to get pat on the back, you're in the wrong business. Nobody gets the credit that they get on either side of the fence, whether it's on the executive side or the music selling side that I'm on, or whether it's on the artist side. You're never gonna get that. A lot of it has to do because of the feeling that's still like New York and California and other markets. So people that's trying to make Bone the greatest group of all time, Wu-Tang fans are insulted. Because they want Wu-Tang to be the greatest of all time, or maybe in LA or whatever, they might want another group, or down south they might want Two Live Crew or something. So because of different regions of the country, different people want their particular artists from their areas to be the highest to shine, for whatever reason.
Okay. So aside from them, you have quite a few plaques. You've done a lot distribution-wise and things of that nature. Who are some of the artists or records that you're responsible for?
Well, let me just tell you some of the ones I've done the most work on, and that would be, first of all, after the Bone project, I had this young lady named Khia, Khia, had an album called Thug Misses, was a single, My Neck, My Back, and that was in 2002. That was at a distributor called Southwest Wholesale in Houston, and they were having problems with them, and they gave it to me, which at that time I was just like this little guy, in little guy in a small town with a big mouth, so to speak. But I took the project and I worked it in the streets. Like what I was talking with Lucky about earlier, about how important street team is and working in the street. And I did the retail marketing on the record, and I helped coordinate the radio and the video. And so I actually had to, I actually had more involvement with that record, and it went gold, almost platinum. So that was my first record, and I did it with 2 broken ribs from accident.
Okay, so who else? Any other notable names?
Well, I've actually done marketing with our artists like Alicia Keys' first 2 releases, 3 of Aaliyah's releases. Like I have these rings or whatever. I have rings like for Aaliyah. This is Janet Jackson, Busta Rhymes. This is Isley Brothers. This is Isley Brothers, and this is Alicia Keys. So, I have different involvement with different people, doing different things for different people. Some of it may be a very small involvement, and some, like I was mentioned the Khia and the other records, even Cashing Out, one of the most recent things that I've seen come to pass. We were distributing the single, the independent single, before they got to deal with Epic. And, so we saw it go gold in 2012, platinum in 2013. But like I say, it's still up to this date, my most total involvement was in that Khia record, because not only was it a female rapper, and the industry doesn't really believe in, female rappers per se, or respect them or whatever. We took something that people would definitely consider something that may not can happen and made it happen. So that's why I'm so proud of it, because it was against the grain, rapper and female and from the South and all that good stuff. So that's what made that my jewel to talk about.
Okay. Well, being that you've been around a long time, what are some of the main changes that you've seen from back in maybe the 80s and 90s versus 2000s, 2010s? Well,
it's funny you ask that question, because I see the same things in real life that you see in the music business. For example, back in the day, records come out, they put, 100,000, $500,000 into a warehouse. They have to have a big warehouse for them to sit there, and then they, ship them, FedEx, UPS, by truck, whatever. And now with everything going digital, guess what? You don't need a big warehouse. Guess what? That's real estate that's not needed. You don't need UPS and FedEx to ship from Amazon and iTunes when it's digital. And you don't need people in the store, because people have to go in the store to buy it. So I've seen the demise of the United States through what people consider progress. Because like if I'm a person, I was a truck driver, well, they don't need me anymore to drive UPS truck or FedEx truck. If I worked in the music store, they don't need me behind the counter with my nice smile and my knowledge of the business, when they can just, Google it and read about it on the internet and then buy it digitally or whatever, or even buy it physically from certain websites like Amazon or Nicky's Music and some of the other independent stores that have websites out here.
Okay, so what if you could only give these new artists one piece of advice, what would it be?
Work hard, put all you can into your project. Stop thinking that if you do get a deal with anybody, whether digital deal, whatever kind of deal, stop thinking that, oh my God, I got a deal, that my work is over. No, your work just started. Nobody will ever promote you better than you can promote yourself. So my thing is definitely, always work hard, put your all into your project, and then nobody will ever do you better than you can do yourself, and, keep it going.
Okay, so speaking of that, artists can't rely, basically what you're saying is artists can't rely on the label to make it happen for them, and just because they get a deal doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to make it anywhere.
Well, what I'm saying is that I wouldn't even refer to like even major artists. I'm talking about in general, because you have like a lot of contests going on with people, winning distribution deal contests and all these different things, across the country with different people. You see it all the time in the paper, or whatever. I'm just saying, whatever you get. There's one friend of mine used to say that any deal is better than no deal. I don't necessarily agree with him. I understand the logic behind it. But all I'm saying is that whether you're on a major label, you still need to put your sleeve up and get busy, work with them, have your team get with their team. Hey, what can we do? How's it going? How's the press thing going? How's booking going? How's this going? How's that going? Stay on top of your business. Don't just sit back and wait to be contacted. Let them know that that you're interested in moving forward. Let them know that you're willing to work with them, closely to make your career happen, and want it to be a good transition going from doing it yourself to working with them. You want it to be a smooth transition and want them to work moving forward and be beneficial for all parties involved.
Okay, so with giving new artists this advice, and you're working with artists, and right now we're on a tour, and you're you're taking artists from city to city. How can someone get more knowledge from you? How can they contact you? Where can they find you at to get a little bit more information about what it is you do?
Well, first of all, we do conference calls every other Tuesday from 9 to 10 p.m. And they can find me, we promote them on Twitter and Facebook. They can find me on Twitter. It's my name, at Kermit, K-E-R-M-I-T Henderson. K-E-R-M-I-T Henderson, Henderson, all one word, Twitter at Kermit Henderson. Facebook at Kermit Henderson. Facebook also at Superstar Maker, just the way it sounds, SUPERSTARMAKER. Instagram, the THE Superstar Maker. And email superstarmaker@gmail.com. And anybody can also have my cell phone. It's best to text me or leave me a voicemail, but my cell phone is area code 216-276-1829. That's 216-276-1829. I'm not one of the guys that give out their phone number that never respond. I am very busy like anybody else, but I will at least respond. Matter of fact, I have a text on my phone right now from somebody that said they just got out of a deal with a major label trying to see what my distribution is about. I don't know if I can help them or not, but I will respond to them and see what happens.